Okay, people, it's been ages since I've done a video, and to be precise, the last video I did was around April, May last year, and now it's the end of July the following year. So yes, it's been a very long time. I'm going to talk about what was going on in the last substantial video I made, and also about my attempt to get into Y Combinator, spectacular failure, and what's been going on since then. So, one reason why it's been so long, I just have to preface this, is that I was out of commission for 6 months for something that was outside my control. So HireBasis, when the sole executive of HireBasis is out of commission, what can you do? So that was a setback, but I'm a lot more wiser, and from a personal perspective and from a technical perspective in this industry. So let's just get started here. And that break of 6 months, which was out of control, happened between May to beginning of May to beginning of November. Long time, but rejuvenated. Now, let me just say this. Let's talk first about the previous video. The last video I did that was substantial was actually February of 2024. It's crazy. And again, I look back and I think, we were talking about, okay, I had this secret weapon, I was doing TikTok, and that was not a good weapon, it didn't work out. Then I thought about affiliate marketing, and I realized in the last video, yeah, affiliate marketing is not the best way to do things if you're just paying for people to create content and things like that. Something like that. Anyway, these ideas were no good, and see, the thing is, I still knew and understood that I had a good product, and the idea was just to promote it better. And there were still a lot of tweaks that I had no idea that I was going to do that I've done, and it's actually leading to the most important thing, cha-ching, actual monetization that is leading to some kind of revenue stream. Yes, it's actively generating revenues. We have made our first dollar and then some. So let's, so in the last video, the substantial video, the one thing I said I was going to do is improve the on-site SEO and then focus on off-site SEO as well. Now, the off-site SEO idea that I had, that I haven't really updated on, that I did between, I would say, March and April, was to get good backlinks through backlink outreach. And I gave up on that. This backlink thing, I'm not a big believer in it, and I think it's becoming less and less of a thing, less and less of a factor. But, I'm not saying it's totally useless. Having high quality backlinks from high quality, sources is something of value. But to try to astroturf it, it's going to give you some mixed results. At least that's in my experience thus far. So I was paying people to do the outreach, and I did pay for some, quality backlinks. But, it had a marginal effect, even in the long term. Now, then I had my hiatus. Just before the hiatus, I tried Y Combinator. I thought I could present something to them that might interest them, saying that, look, we're a job board, we have skills-based hiring on the site like no other, the profiles are detailed like no other, with search features like no other, and we also have, a logical connection to EOR companies and things like that. Rippling and Deal are two big successful players that are Y Combinator alum, and I just mentioned that, it's kind of relevant to that space. But, I was greeted with I was declined, and I only found out about that quite a bit later, but that's because of my personal situation. Anyhow, when I got back on track, which was finally November, I woke up out of a difficult situation and HireBasis was back on track. My immigration firm was needing to be reestablished with greater stability, and I was able to get that done in a few months. But so far, things have finally gotten off the ground. And you know what I want to do is I want to actually create an entire, history of HireBasis and all the ideas, some good, some not so good, and I want to talk about that whole process. I think that's going to be a very exciting video. But just to continue here, I think I've talked a lot without saying very much, unfortunately, but a lot of things have changed in the last 6 months. Since November to now, we have been seeing monetization work. And so what have we done? We've created a system. Oh, also, the site is now getting automatic job posts, and as well as, organic job posts. So it's a mix. Majority is, automatically getting job posts. It's similar to what Remote Rocket Ship is doing, which is, feeding the site, remote jobs. And we have, I don't know, I think it's like maybe 10,000 new jobs a month. And we've done quite a few things. It's just too many things to go over in a video, but it's really a lot more polished now. Everything. We've got improved cards. We've got for the job seekers and the jobs. We have, but the main thing is the monetization part. So I'll just talk about that, without going over too many of these topics. Monetization. What we've finally done is we have this system of monetization involving having people employers pay for contacting job seekers who apply to the jobs, or job seekers they find in the database that they want to contact. We will give each employer one free contact credit so that they can see how it works. But and they also have a system where they can send free messages to anybody on the site. And then to open up the dialogue, to unlock dialogue, they will have to use a contact credit. And we're charging a very nominal sum for the contact credit. But it's working. People are actually buying these contact credits and using it to communicate with job seekers. So, the funny thing is with my law firm, for example, we get a deal every single other day or something, and it's like multi-$1,000 deal. And I'm like, okay, whatever, blah, nice. Okay, whatever. HireBasis, I see, a 2-figure deal, like less than $100. And I'm like, ooh, it's walking. So it's like, it's a baby getting its first tooth or taking its first steps and all that stuff. Monetization is huge. Now that that's actually happened, if I really wanted to go out there and try to get funding, I think I would be able to do that by just showing that this is actually generating revenues. Getting your first dollar is one of those big things that VCs look at. But I'm not in that world right now. I'm not really looking too heavily into that. I'm bootstrapping. I have the funds to do it. So why not? If I didn't have the funds, then it would be a little bit of a different story. And it's not that I have a massive amount of funds, obviously, to scale it up at speed. And maybe I'll realize I need to do that. I need to get a massive amount of funds and then seek funding. But I have enough to get the site in an ongoing, consistent development process. So we're monetizing there. But what I'm really excited about is we have something called RPO services, which is recruitment process outsourcing. And we have a questionnaire on our site where people can fill out the questionnaire. Employers can fill out the questionnaire. And if they don't want to use it as they don't want to use HireBasis as a traditional job board, posting a job and looking at resumes, they can have us do it for them. And we will actually save them the money of doing the contact credit stuff and sift through and contact people for them. And then say, here's the candidates we found. We're doing it as a pilot program first. We're getting some interest already. And there's a website called Hire with Near. So that's what they do. And it seems like they're very successful at it. And it's not too hard for us to replicate that, I think. They have an EOR service in their platform as well, but we don't. So that's where we're at. I look forward to doing the next video where I compile the whole history of HireBasis. Thanks for watching. Bye for now.